Hello everyone, I'm the Spookiest Ghost, and welcome back to part 3 of Freddy Krueger Love Story. Last time, we left off on our protagonist, Olivia, potentially a child, so yeah, let's just see if that's what she does. Hopefully it's not. Well, are you? He asked. I raised my knife and the boy began to run away. I followed after him a couple blocks. Then he tripped over something and tried to get up. I pulled him back down. Help! After he was dead, I kept walking. That's fucking stupid. You didn't even try to hide his body. Pfft, that's fucked up. Disclaimer, please do not kill anybody, especially innocent children. Wow, that is really screwed up. Holy shit. Oh my god, this story took a dark turn. After he was dead, I kept walking. I was attracted by the sounds of teenagers laughing and music playing loudly. I walked into a large house filled with teenagers and strobe lights and beer. I had blood staining my hands and I didn't care. I silently walked around the party to the backyard. Many were in the pool or the hot tub. Jesus, Randy, I'll go get the frickin' drinks, a girl yelled, pushing past me. She was soaked from head to toe in water and dressed up as a maid. Sound familiar? No, actually. I'm guessing that's from one of the Halloween movies, but I actually don't know because, as I said in the previous videos, I never actually watched the Halloween movies, so yeah. I followed her. She was getting some drinks out of a large van. I followed and was standing right behind her when she turned around. I choked her and threw her into the van and shut the door. She was still struggling and kept screaming. Finally, I took her head and smashed it really hard against the floor. Dead. Okay, two things. You choked her and threw her into the van. First of all, if she's still screaming, then you did a really shitty job of choking her, because usually when you're choking somebody, they can't really make any noise because you're holding their throat closed, so the only sound they can make is, an attempt. If you've ever heard somebody choking, it sounds something like because they can't scream. So if she's screaming while you're choking her, you did a shitty job. If she's screaming after you choked her, then there was no point in even choking her in the first place because you didn't do jack shit. That's number one. Number two, you have to be really, really strong to be able to kill somebody by smashing their head against the floor one time. You have to be, really, really strong. Like somebody like Jason Voorhees, who has superhuman strength, would easily be able to do that. But an 18-year-old girl, I'm not so sure about that. But I digress. I took her maid costume and put it on. I quietly stepped out of the van and back into the backyard with the drinks. There you are, Cat, a boy yelled, running up to me, because nobody notices that this person looks completely different, like they just coincidentally look identical. They have the same hair and the same face, and they look exactly the same. Somehow they're coincidentally doppelgangers. Like, I find it hard to believe if I was at a Halloween party and somebody killed one of my friends and put on their costume, that I wouldn't realize that it's someone else, unless they're very similar, because we don't know if they're actually very, very similar in appearance or not. But still, it's kind of weird. Where'd you get the mask? He asked, taking a drink. Oh, shit. My bad. I recant that statement. I apologize. Should have continued reading. Where'd you get the mask? He asked, taking a drink, opening it, and chugging a little. I grabbed his hand and led him back to the van. I shoved him inside. Ow, Cat, what the hell? He asked, and I closed the door of the van again. Then he saw the real Cat's dead body. What the? He began to say as I took the knife and stabbed him. Multiple times. Dead. Chapter 3, Part 2. I didn't have any feelings for those few hours that I killed them. I walked home, and once inside, I saw Freddy pacing in the kitchen. What? How did you walk home? I was under the impression that she had no idea where this house was. Also, Why didn't you steal the van? You said that you walked for miles and miles to get to this area. So why not just take the van and drive home? I mean, maybe she doesn't have a driver's license, but she already killed 2 people. Who gives a fuck if she gets pulled over for not having a license? That's like the least of her worries. She killed 3 people. You know, you would think that she wouldn't be too afraid to steal a car, considering the fact that murder is a much more severe crime than driving without a license or even stealing a car, especially when you kill a child. Because let's not forget, her first victim was a child. Oh my god, Olivia Myers, where the hell have you been? He yelled, then he looked at me. My hands were stained with blood and my maid costume had blood and was torn. Why was it torn? What happened? Olivia, where have you been? He repeated, reaching for my hand. I hesitated. Olivia hadn't turned back to normal yet. She's still in her phase. Olivia, are you okay? He asked, reaching for the knife this time. I hesitated again. Then I pushed him up against the wall, knocking over a few things. Olivia, he began. Oh, shut it, Freddy! You don't care and don't act like you do, I yelled. But Olivia, I do care. That's why I took you away from that monster you call your brother, he said. Says the person that killed 20 fucking children. What the fuck? Look at Freddy Krueger. Look at this man on his motherfucking high horse, as though he's not evil, as though he's not a monster. Arguably, Freddy Krueger is worse than Michael Myers. See? Look, right? Freddy Krueger's talking about, that's why I took you away from that monster you call your brother. But according to Nightmare on Elm Street fandom, or Nightmare on Elm Street wiki, quote, he created a glove with fish knives on the fingers, and as he kidnapped children, he mangled and tortured them with it. With their remains thrown and spread throughout the town, his acts earned him the reputation as the serial killer named the Springwood Slasher. He killed around 20 children before he was arrested. You know, I'm just saying, anybody that has kidnapped, mangled, and tortured any children, let alone 20 of them, has no right to be calling other people monsters. But, whatever. Anger flooded my veins. I took the blade and dug it deep into his chest. Isn't he dead? I don't even think that's gonna do anything because he's already dead. Tears flew out of my eyes like a waterfall, and I screamed, "How dare you! He's my brother, the only one who was ever there for me." I wasn't going to take anything from anyone. "Olivia, please, you're hurting me," he began. "Do you really think I care?" I laughed. "Olivia, I love you," he said. I took the knife and dug it through his chest. I thought you already did that. Suddenly, the blood oozed out of his chest. His eyes in shock, he fell to the floor. Wouldn't he already be bleeding since you already stabbed him in the chest? I did it. I killed the King of Nightmares. I killed Freddy Krueger. No, you didn't. No, you fucking didn't. Because they all think that they killed Freddy Krueger, but guess what? He comes back. Because he's dead. Film number 1. Nancy confronted Freddy a final time and turned her back on him, draining him of all his powers and destroying him. In the end, he appears to trap Nancy in a dream world where she is trapped in a red and green striped car with Tina, Glenn, and Rod driving away. In the second movie, he then proceeded to kill 7 guests at Lisa Weber's party before Lisa got through to Jesse, who was able to fight Freddy from the inside, weakening him and using his power to set Freddy on fire, burning him and releasing Jesse unharmed. However, Freddy apparently returned to attack people in their nightmares, attacking Jesse and Lisa on the bus. Whether or not this was a dream sequence is unknown. In the third movie, Neil was able to bury Freddy's bones and throw holy water and a crucifix on them, causing him to disappear. In A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, the Dream Master, Freddy managed to resurrect himself during a dream by Kincaid, involving Kincaid's dog, Jason, digging him up. So the point is, I'm not gonna read all of them, but the point is that in every single movie, they all thought that they killed him, but they didn't. He always comes back to life, because he's already fucking dead. So no, you did not kill him, Olivia. Chapter 3, Part 3. I dropped the knife and felt a hand on my shoulder. Slowly, I turned my head, and it was Michael. I crashed into his chest and gave him a hug. "I'm here," he whispered. "Michael, I only did it because..." "I know why you did it," Michael interrupted. "Because you're a fucking idiot." I'm kidding. "It was the right thing to do," he whispered. We stood there for a few moments, and then he took my hand and we left the house. We walked all the way back to our house in Haddonfield, Illinois, for 118 hours. Or 181 hours, or something like that. I don't remember. I walked upstairs into Judith's room and went to sleep. Oh, now we got a twist. It's the police officer's point of view. Okay. I walked into the Myers house quietly. I knew that he was in here. I crept upstairs and into a bedroom. But let me ask you, police officer, do you have a warrant? Because that's illegal. I mean, I know that they killed a bunch of people, but also, that's illegal. You need to have a warrant to do that, sir. Just saying, okay? I crept upstairs and into a bedroom. The floor was rotted through and was a giant gaping hole into downstairs. I walked into the next room, a bathroom. It was dirty and falling apart like the rest of the house. There was a door at the end of the hall. I slowly walked and opened it. A young girl was sleeping on an old mattress. She had on a maid dress and fake blood covered her hands. Oh my boy. That's not fake blood. That's the blood of an innocent child. Okay? She was a beautiful girl. Beautiful. I know she could have looked up whether or not that was the right way to spell beautiful. She couldn't have been the one to commit these murders. Then, I felt someone behind me, so I turned around and walked out into the hall. No one, so I turned around to the girl moving. She suddenly had a scar on her throat. "No! Please stop!" she screamed. What the hell? Then something picked me up and threw me across the room and hit the wall. Kellin's point of view. Who the fuck is Kellin? Who is Kellin? Who's that? Wait. Who is Kellin? Where did he come from? I'm not even gonna question it at this point. Just introducing new characters without any mention of them previously. We're just supposed to read from their point of view despite never having heard of this character. I dream Freddy was chasing me. "Olivia, why would you try to hurt me? I thought you loved me," he said. I growled. "Well, I guess you thought wrong," I screamed. I wish I could wake up or that Michael was here to help me. "Oh, then I guess I can do this now," he said, and suddenly a huge pain was in my throat. I looked at it and I had a long scar on it. "No, please stop," I screamed and fell over as blood ran down my maid dress. What? I'm so confused. Who the fuck is Kellin? I mean, it seems to be from Olivia's perspective, but where did this new name come from? I really am emo trash, aren't I? If anybody knows who Kellin Quinn is, then thank you. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I did actually think of Kellin Quinn first, because it would make sense, but where did he come from? Why is nobody in the comments of the story questioning where this random character came from? He just showed up out of the fucking blue, and he's dreaming from the perspective of Olivia. I'm confused. Chapter 3, Part 4. I was in pain and dying fast. It hurt like hell. "Please stop," I screamed over my head. Then, Freddy hovered above me. "Well, why should I?" he asked with a wicked grin on his face. I couldn't breathe that well and I was running out of blood. "Because Michael will what?" If he cared about you, he would be here right now. Freddy screamed at the top of his lungs. Then he saw the fear in my eyes. Girl, I told you didn't kill him. I told you that you didn't kill him. Michael's point of view. I heard her screaming with pain, and I couldn't wake her up, so I fell asleep. What the fuck? So, you hear your sister screaming in agony, and you just go to sleep? Okay. When I started to dream, I was in Freddy's dream lair. I saw him smiling as he scarred her face. We are all killers, Livia, but I'm one killer that will never be killed, he said, cutting her arm. She was dying. Freddy, I screamed. Olivia's point of view. I saw Michael in my last shot of life. Michael, stop, I said, almost going unconscious. Michael. You should know better than turning your baby sister into a killer, Freddy said. I couldn't see, but I could hear. What are you talking about? Michael asked. Freddy rolled his eyes and laughed. Don't pretend like you don't know. You plan to turn Olivia against humanity because of what it did to you, Freddy said. We already knew that. We already knew that he was gonna make her into a serial killer. What the fuck? Lies! Michael screamed.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
He charged for Freddy, but Freddy disappeared. Then, he ended up behind Michael and clawed his neck. Blood oozed a little, but it healed quickly. I don't know why you think you're gonna beat me. After I kill you, then I will kill Olivia. I thought you already did, Freddy taunted. Michael walked to me and picked me up, charging somewhere safe. He set me down and dodged a Freddy attack. Freddy knocked into a wall. Were we in my house? This isn't fair because you keep shifting, Michael said. Freddy nodded. Life isn't fair, he said, shifting in front of Michael. But if you want, let's settle this. Mano y mano, he asked. Michael nodded. Freddy took off his glove with the claws, and the two began fighting. After a little while, I felt healed and I snuck around the back. And I snook around the back. I grabbed the glove. I knew that it was also the glove that gave Freddy his powers. I put it on and waved my fingers in it. Then, I shifted into the field. It was storming now. Lightning, thunder, you name it. What else happens during a storm? Other than lighting, thunder, and I guess rain. I started crawling and shifting. Freddy's point of view. Olivia had my glove on, and she was shifting and crawling towards us. It looked almost as if she was possessed by demons. Creepy, but not creepy enough. I laughed as she came towards me. Olivia, you can't kill me. You think you would have learned that by now. I mean, he's right, like, that's not a lie, I said with a smirk. Well, Snacker Jacker's life just got intense. Chapter 4, Part 2. She didn't stop. She crawled and her head began twitching and shifting. As she crawled, blood started oozing out of her head. She shifted in a black mass. I looked around and couldn't find her. Well, Freddy, you should know that every villain can be killed by their signature weapon, she said, yet I still couldn't see her. Where are you, you tramp? I yelled. Then I felt something in my stomach. Inside you? Whoa, that sounds inappropriate. Inside you, she whispered. Oh, sorry. Inside you. She whispered. And all of a sudden, there was a claw mark that opened up my stomach. She jumped out, and my blood oozed out of my stomach. Goodbye, Nightmare King, she waved as I fell to my knees. Then, I collapsed onto the ground. Dead. I love that. I love this part. Just the dead with a period. I love it. Michael's point of view. Olivia did it. She killed Freddy with his own weapon. She dropped the glove and stared at Freddy's motionless body. Olivia, you did it, I said. She looked up at me with an evil glare in her eyes. Then, a butcher knife appeared in her hand. Olivia, are you okay? I asked. She pulled her mask down onto her face. She raised her hand and ran towards me. She stabbed me and then pulled my mask off to cut my head off. Dead, Olivia's point of view. I killed Freddy Krueger and Michael Myers. I am the winner. I am the new killer you never mess with a Myers kid. Finn. Can we get a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for that amazing masterpiece? Honestly, there's no other word for this other than just true and utter masterpiece. I just want to say really quickly to the author of this story, thank you so much for blessing us with this amazing story. It was great content. So, that's it. That's the finale of Freddy Krueger Love Story. If you like this video and you would like to see more dramatic readings of fanfiction, please leave a like and subscribe. If you have any suggestions, as always, you can leave them in the comments or you can DM me on Twitter or Instagram. You can also follow me on there if you'd like to stay updated with my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you all enjoyed, and I hope to see you back for our next dramatic reading of a fan fiction. I'm the Spookiest Ghost, and I'll see you guys next time. And remember, you never mess with a Myers kid.